Tuesday, the 22nd of October. Welcome everyone to the second Business and Markets Day of the week. Just a quick run through the African markets we cover on a daily basis. The GSE in South Africa, the biggest securities exchange, was in the red by 14 basis points on Monday. The Nairobi stock market was closed for a public holiday Monday, thus leaving the NSE 114.52 till today when the markets will be reopening. The Mauritius stock market was better by 0.39% on the island there of the Indian Ocean. Zimbabwe stock market was a very strong 1.58% to start Monday. The Ghana stock market started the week about 0.13% in the green. The BRVM in West Africa was down by 15. Nigerian stock market came very strong, 0.64%. Trading news, that was the headline for Nigerian markets yesterday. UBA shares went up on the back of the latest earnings. Investors traded more than 2 billion naira worth of shares of this financial supermarket, with footprints across Africa, Europe, UK, US, the Middle East, and elsewhere. The market also traded strongly the shares of Nigerian breweries after the closure of that multi-billion naira write-off. Champion Breweries was up. Seplat earnings was also up as Nigerian government made the announcement that the plan to acquire the onshore assets of ExxonMobil in Nigeria, worth about $1.3 billion, has been approved by the Ministry of Energy. All that in the news for Nigeria. So quite a very good start to the week on the equity side of things. Let's take it down. What's making headlines in East Africa as we move on to today? Safaricom's Ethiopia market share in that region was 5.5% in the 22 months since Safaricom stepped into Ethiopia. Of course, you know the news already that 10% of Ethiopia, which is a major competitor to Safaricom in Ethiopia, is made on sale. The government of Prime Minister Abiy is looking to raise about $250 million from that initial IPO and list Ethiopia on this is the new Ethiopia Securities Exchange. Will Safaricom Ethiopia also be listed? We'll wait and see. But the competition that will come between these two iconic telecom companies will be something to watch moving forward. In the meantime, Tanzania and Zambia are working together to build what's called grid interconnector to reduce power crisis in East Africa. That was part of the outcome of the 9th AFDB's Africa Energy Marketplace two-day conference that was held in Tanzania last week. Ethiopia is looking to access about $340 million fresh funding support from the International Monetary Fund after the latest IMF staff review. And a former deputy governor of the Nigerian Central Bank, Kingsley Moghalu, has been appointed as the first president of a new African school of governance, and that has been headquartered in Rwanda. Congratulations to Dr. Kingsley Moghalu on that appointment. Let's see what's making headlines in West Africa. Of course, it's making headlines not just in West Africa, but around the world. It's been 80 years since the first annual meetings of the Bretton Woods institutions, the World Bank and the IMF. Both were formed at the end of the Second World War. Now, this year's annual meetings is taking place also on the back, not of a world war in a manner of speaking, but of the war between Russia and Ukraine, now going to its third year, and the war in the Middle East between Israel and Hamas, and in Lebanon and Beirut. Iran's also stepping into that geopolitical hot water. So it's all muddled up, turmoil everywhere. The World Bank and the IMF says they're tracking, looking new strategies and policies to address this as part of the new world order, in a manner of speaking. Terror, geopolitics, China and the US elections coming up in the next couple of days. Then, of course, you've got to deal with poverty, climate change. So there's a whole lot on the agenda of the World Bank, IMF officials, central bank governors, Minister of Finance, policymakers, climate activists, and others that are already converging in Washington for the week-long event, which will end on Sunday. In Nigeria, the upstream regulatory agency, NUPRC, is marking its third anniversary. That is on Monday, and flagged off a new initiative to add additional 1 million barrels of oil to Nigeria's current oil output. Ecobank yesterday announced it has successfully midwifed a fresh $400 million bond floated by Ecobank Transnational Incorporated, which is listed on the Lagos, Accra, and Abidjan stock exchanges. That bond's priced at 10.125%. Will be maturing in October 2029. And Liberia is launching a mineral sector working group. The idea is to leverage the country's mineral resources under the new administration. And finally, the EFDB and its partners in Cote d'Ivoire yesterday flagged off the first day of their two-day forum on ESG disclosure information reporting, from the capital markets to those who are doing climate and sustainable energy around the world. More than 12 international partners from within Africa and outside are meeting in Cote d'Ivoire. Today is the second day of that important forum. You want to check that up online. Let's get on to Southern Africa. Prosus, listed on the GSE, is looking to boost e-commerce market profit about $400 million for 2025. That's according to that big company listed on the GSE. Within the region, Zambia, it says, is in deal with investors to develop mining permits that will further raise the level of output, copper, and a few other mineral resources that Zambia is looking to get by the year 2025. Malawi's hunger is crunching due to the impact of El Nino drought in this very huge agrarian economy that Malawi is. So India is pledging 100 metric tons of rice in aid to Malawi. Thank you to President Indira Modi and the rest of the folks there in India supporting Malawi, the landlocked economy in Southern Africa. Namibia Revenue Agency says it's recovered about 104 million Namibian dollars in fraudulent tax refunds. Qatar, in the manner of speaking, folks just claim fraudulent tax refund from the government, and they just made away with so much hefty money on the table, 104.6 million Namibian dollars. And Real Zimbabwe is reporting a very disappointing half-year numbers. Revenue came in down roughly 20%, gross profits down by 72%, operating loss came in up by 28%, while the loss after tax is 165.7 million US dollars. Let's sum it up in North Africa. And of course, you've got the news over the weekend of the Canex and what else happened there over the weekend. However, Oceanic Sardine in Somalia, that's just around the Horn of Africa, is floating an issue public offer on the Somalia Stock Exchange. And you can look into that offer, which is already open and will be closing just a few weeks into the next month of November. The World Bank and Egypt say they're working together on the Greater Cairo Air Pollution Management and Climate Project that would make sure that the new Cairo, the multi-billion-dollar new city, will not go the way of the old Cairo, in the manner of speaking. So there's a whole lot to be done right now before things get bad or even worse. And finally, Morocco's price index steady in the month of September. That's inflation level. Core index, however, moved up, and that's the latest there from Morocco. Those are your headlines this Tuesday, the 22nd, I beg your pardon, 22nd of October. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. You've got your fresh, bright and early opening bell.